from the foster care system, and so I've come from all over in Wisconsin. I was originally born in Stevens Point area, and last place I lived was Chippewa Falls, and then I moved here to Rochester for college. And currently I go to Crossroads College. It's just a local Bible college by the Llama Farm on the south. Well, growing up, I didn't think my situation was anything abnormal. I mean, most kids think that where they live or how they grow up is very normal to them until you get to see everything else. I grew up basically supporting myself. I have a younger sister who's 2 years younger than me. She's been adopted since, but I had to take care of her. My parents were odd. She lost her job. My dad was a retired, I don't know what, but he was a World War II vet. My parents' age difference, they were married. My mom was 21 and my dad was 67 when I was born. And so a 46-year age difference, that says a lot. And I also lived in a trailer home, in a little trailer park in the middle of nowhere. And there was a lot of neglect. Again, I had to take care of myself, I had to take care of my sister, and I believe, looking back at my past, I believe that my dad had post-traumatic stress disorder. He's a World War II vet, and he took it out primarily on me and my little sister, and there was a great deal of abuse. And it wasn't until I moved homes, or our whole family moved to Marshfield, and it wasn't until that school district saw that there was something wrong that social services was called in and everything else. But when I went to Plover Whiting, I mean, I remember having bruises. I was a very scruffy kid. I had clothes that were too big for me. I wasn't taken care of. And they didn't do anything. And it wasn't until I went to a big school that they really noticed something, which I thought was really odd. I did everything I could to stay out of the foster home that I was living in. And yeah, I ran away quite a few times. I've made excuses for having a job. It actually took a while for my foster parents to find out I had a job. And there was another job that I've kept secret the whole time that I had this job. It was just a small summer job working in a local grocery store. They didn't know, because we weren't allowed to have jobs. And I knew by then that if you don't have a job before you're 18, good luck trying to find a job. So that kept me out of the home a lot, and through foster care I wasn't allowed to get my driver's license, and it's been a big struggle because I work a minimum wage job. I don't have any way to support myself having a vehicle, let alone paying for insurance and everything else. So my biking is what I do. I have a very good girlfriend and her cousin, which we're friends with. I'd stay in their houses every now and then, or I've actually slept out on benches and stuff like that. Actually, last Christmas, you got Christmas break in college and you get to go home. Well, I wanted to see my friends since I didn't really have a family to go back to, and it ended up that Christmas was really difficult because trying to plan ahead of house hopping and everything else, because that's all I did. I hopped house to house, and there were actually a few nights where I ended up on a bench because I couldn't plan ahead enough. With other people, I mean, being as young as I am and being female, that's where the things get difficult. I've had a few problematic run-ins to where, yeah, the authorities have been contacted. There have been things that have happened where I've ended up in the hospital in confrontations, and this is actually why I do carry a knife on me, because I do bike at night. I mean, with the way that the days are, I don't know, I'm biking 5, 6 o'clock at night. Day's not over, but I'm doing something, like, especially when I'm at work. I bike home. There are nights I bike home at work at 8 or 9 at night. It's not safe. I can say it's not safe at night for a female, especially a young one. So, especially in Rochester. I've never been into a city before, so it makes me even more cautious. I'm practically a 4.0 student. I've been such since high school, and in order for me to keep up my grades, I have to think one step ahead in order to keep up on my work and to keep up with where I'm living and to make sure I have food on my plate. I mean, I have a very survivalist lifestyle. I don't really live for the moment. I have to plan ahead for when's my next meal, when am I going to bed, that kind of stuff. if I'm going to bed, a bed. So it wasn't until I found Link, and I don't even remember how I found it. It was just a haphazard accident, I think. And when I found them, then I was able to get the services that I really was trying to look for that I couldn't find anywhere else. But the Independent Living Skills program kind of helped me to establish my relationship with Link, and through that, Link has helped me get winter clothes. When I moved, I had very few clothes that would be able to withstand the winters because a lot of stuff I borrowed from my foster parents. And then they've helped me with food, they've helped me with clothing in general, they've helped me with money, like I needed to pay for a phone. They helped me pay for that. I needed to be able to pay for food. They helped me with that. They helped me get food stamps. They've helped me get my MA. And overall, I can say the best thing that they've really given me is just a place to go when things just get really difficult. Because other than Link, I have no place to go. I've heard this, it's like a rumor. A lot of people here in town don't seem to see homelessness, and that they assume Rochester doesn't have much, if any. However, I mean, if you look at how I'm dressed, I mean, I'm in a $140 pair of boots. I got those from a friend. Yes, they look very scuffed up, they're old, but their value is very high. It's stuff like that that kind of makes us look like everyone else. It looks like I can afford my own clothes. I can afford looking nice. And people often associate homeless people with they're dirty, they're scruffy, their clothes are really old and everything else. I mean, for homeless youth specifically, we want to look like everyone else. We want to be like everyone else. So if you see a kid in a backpack walking down the street, I mean, you assume they're a high school kid. But who knows? They could be homeless. You never know. I mean, I remember having my bike locked to me, to my body, while I had a backpack tied around me while I slept on the bench, so that way people wouldn't steal my stuff. I mean, all I had was a backpack and a bike. And people wouldn't know that. If I was a bike rider in the middle of a day, you wouldn't understand, you wouldn't see. I mean, I'd look just like everyone else, going for a commute of some sort. So, I can say for those that would want to watch this video, there are people out there that are homeless. You can't see it. Don't assume right away, but just, you have to keep your eyes open because they're right in front of you. You don't even realize it. People that need help. And it's not just youth. There are adults, there are even families that are living on the brink because they can't get by, and with the way the economy is, it's only going to get worse.